If you were gig-based food delivery apps, you would be crazy not to use DoorDash. They have the largest market share, huge name recognition, and millions of orders placed every single month. The app will also ghost pause you, force you offline for no reason, and try to trick you into accepting garbage offers. Today, we're going to talk about that and so much more. What's going on, everybody? I'm Zach Drives Fast for the RideShare Guy, and in this video, we're going to talk about common problems that DoorDash drivers face and ways that you can combat them. Depending on the version of the app you have, ghost pauses can be a huge problem that we can prevent. Sometimes. DoorDash thinks that they're special and they have the right to the real estate on your phone's screen. Sure, you can run the app in the background, but that's when the problems start. I want you to picture this. You're sitting there minding your own business playing video games when your significant other walks in and wants your attention. Rather than giving them your attention, you say, "Not right now, I'm focused on something else." This would likely result in a problem and you sleeping on the couch. This is essentially what happens with DoorDash. They really don't like it when their app isn't the one that's open on your phone and being looked at. You know that push notification that the Dasher app will send you that says that you missed a delivery opportunity? I guarantee you will see that push notification far less if the Dasher app is the one that is open on the forefront of your phone. Now, to be clear, when you see the message that says that you missed a delivery opportunity, that does not necessarily mean that you actually missed a delivery opportunity. I have ran multiple third-party apps with DoorDash, and I find it quite interesting that when the Dasher app claims that we missed a delivery opportunity, that none of these third-party apps ever seem to see the order either. But yet, the push notification always seems to magically make it to our phones. Before we talk about how to counter this, I want to talk about a couple of scenarios where an order actually may not have made it to your phone. When DoorDash is down, they will still try to send you orders, but of course, because they're down, our phones won't receive them. This is a them problem, not an us problem, and there's nothing that we can do to fix it. The second scenario where you actually might not get an order that they did send you is if you're using a VPN. And if that sentence went over your head, then this definitely doesn't apply to you. If you do use a VPN, make sure to disable it before you dash, or orders actually may not hit your phone. All right, let's talk about the solution, or in this case, the Band-Aid. The truth is, there's really nothing that we can do to prevent this problem except to keep the Dasher app front and center on our phones. I truly don't think that we're actually missing orders, but missing too many, whether they exist or not, will get you paused. Basically, just keep the app as the one that's open on your phone. DoorDash is the only one that plays this game. No other app is going to tell you that you're missing orders that you actually aren't missing. So in this case, it's best to just give DoorDash what they want and keep that app as the one that's open. And when you do get an order on a different app, that is the appropriate time to put DoorDash in the background. I know that this is not the ideal solution, but it will prevent you from getting paused the vast majority of the time. Ghost pauses are a big problem, but if we don't catch it in time, it can lead to an even bigger problem. Being forced offline, which brings me into my next subject. Being forced offline. This usually happens when we don't know we've been paused. Sometimes we get paused and don't know it until it ends our dash. There is no fix for this, so you do need to schedule wisely. Schedule 1 to 2 hour blocks. That way, if you are forced offline, it doesn't ruin your entire day and you can get back on a little bit later. While there isn't a solution to getting back online when you're forced off, unless the map is red, I can tell you how to check and see if you're about to be forced offline. That way, you can plan accordingly. If you pause your dash and you're met with a timer that says either 35 minutes or 10 minutes, you're safe. However, if you pause your dash and you see some odd number that isn't 35 or 10 minutes, you are going to be forced offline when that timer ends. Resuming your dash does not change this. It may look like you're back to waiting for orders, but I guarantee you when that timer runs out, so does your dash. This is just another reason to look at DoorDash as a tool rather than the tool. Multi-app and multi-niche. Figure out which apps do the best for you in your market depending on the time of day. For example, Uber Eats and Spark are great in my market during the breakfast hours. DoorDash is king during lunch and dinner, and then for late night, it's back to Uber Eats. If you know that you're about to be kicked offline, then your best course of action is to probably open a different app and start looking for orders, because DoorDash is definitely not going to be sending you any. The next thing I want to address is gimmicky programs. If your AR is this, then you can do that. Earn by time and get paid while you wait. These sound great until you realize that there is always a catch with DoorDash. If they tell you that you need a high acceptance rate to participate in something that you should get by default, I promise they're getting a better deal than you are. I've discussed these games in great detail in previous videos, so I'm going to keep this part of the video brief. In my opinion, the only good extra on DoorDash is the large order program, and even that is extremely market dependent. Everything else is gimmicky and will require you to accept bad orders to participate. If you get a message from DoorDash talking up the benefits of some new pilot program, it's probably a bad deal for you and you should avoid it at all costs. And if the new program that they're pushing doesn't penalize you for declining orders, then it's probably flat out dangerous, and DoorDash knows this. I'm talking about things like cash on delivery and peer-to-peer delivery. So many things can go wrong with these programs. You don't know what's in the packages or who's waiting around the corner to rob you. DoorDash knows that these programs are a risk to driver safety, so this is a cover their own ass thing by not knocking your acceptance rate down when you decline them. Never give them the "they were free to decline the order without penalty" argument. That doesn't do you any good if you're lying in a hospital bed or worse. Nearly everything that you get from DoorDash that's extra comes with some kind of a catch, or you're giving up something that you otherwise would have had to get the perceived reward. Don't fall for this. Top Dasher is a joke and does not give you better orders. Earn by Time gives you almost zero transparency, and you're going to see no-tip orders before anybody else does. The Diamond program has an almost identical program description to the large order program, so who is actually getting priority? The single best thing that you can do on DoorDash is schedule hours and cherry pick. Don't fall for these programs. You will not make more money in the long run, and on top of that, you're going to have to take bad orders just to participate. Now, I know what some of you are saying. You need to be a Top Dasher to get any hours in your market. That brings me into my next subject, not being able to get hours in your market. The truth of the matter is, nobody on YouTube knows your market. So if you legitimately need to be a Top Dasher to earn extra money, then do what you got to do. However, I've learned a thing or two about DoorDash in my years of driving for them. The map in most markets will periodically turn red throughout the day, and they do this for any number of reasons. They may have a ton of drivers in one part of your city, but very few in another part. They can turn the map a light pink, let a few new drivers on, and list a hotspot in the area of the city where they need more drivers. And boom, all of a sudden they just shifted where the drivers are located without having to pay anyone a cent extra for it. You'll also see the map occasionally turn a light pink on the hour, quarter after the hour, 30 minutes, and quarter to. DoorDash knows when people take their lunch breaks and when they start ordering dinner, and they would rather have far too many drivers on the road than not enough. At a quarter after the hour, check the schedule. If somebody had a dash scheduled but didn't start it in a reasonable amount of time, their hours will then go back into the scheduling pool for everybody to pick from. If you're a night owl or you don't mind setting an alarm and getting woken up, then you can also schedule 1 week in advance. I'd argue that in most markets, you probably don't actually need to be a Top Dasher to get any hours. Being is that the only benefit to the program is the ability to dash now whenever you want. You need to ask yourself if accepting 7 out of 10 orders is actually in your best interest, or if it's self-destructive behavior. Well, there you have it. Some common problems that you can face on DoorDash and how you can combat them. If you haven't done so yet, please do consider pressing the like button and subscribing to the RideShare Guy. You can catch my videos here every Tuesday. If this video resonated with you, check out this video where I talk about common problems that Uber Eats drivers face and how they can combat them. I'm Zach Dricefast for the RideShare Guy. Take care.